Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
We are Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, and we are on the road in Torrance, California, at the home of Pro Eagle Jacks. As you can see, they make great jacks for off-road vehicles, but they do more than that. And I want to talk to Chuck Foreman. Now, Chuck, you're the guy behind all of this.
Yep.
I really found your origin story to be intriguing, and it's the why that really makes this cool. So how'd this all start?
Yeah, so in 2012, I actually started with a company called Austin International. We are a private label manufacturer, and we build jacks and a number of other products for some major companies in the United States. At the end of the day, if that jack ever broke down, or say if your warranty expired or whatever it may be, then you just had to throw that jack away and start over again. So I took the idea to build an off-road jack. Nobody was offering a jack directly out of the box, ready to go like that. So I gave the idea to them, and they actually weren't interested in it. They passed on it. They thought that the off-road industry was the white-fendered Ford Rangers and trophy trucks, and they thought that it was that small. And the next day we decided to do it ourselves.
And it makes it a whole lot easier because you don't have to take that jack back. You don't have to build a new one if something happens.
Exactly, yeah. So we followed up with a 2-year warranty, and we stock all the parts and pieces. So even after the warranty expires, you still have a jack that you can maintain and keep it going forever.
Now, we talked about the why, so let's talk about the how. This is how it all works. We're going to talk to Molly here. She's the head engineer at Pro Eagle Jacks. Now, Molly, this is your flagship jack here at Pro Eagle. It's a 3-ton jack. What makes it unique? What makes it different from other jacks out there?
Well, the first thing you'll probably notice is these big wheels that allow it to thrive in off-road conditions. We're really excited to be working with BF Goodrich. Our 2- and 3-ton jacks now come with wheels that have the KM3 pattern, which is going to really allow these jacks to take on anything they need to. We also have a skid plate, which allows the jack to slide on the really soft sand and protects it from rocks and anything it might encounter. We also have a solid axle on front and back, so the wheels are not just bolted to the side plate, they're actually connected through an axle. It just gives it that extra ruggedness for those big vehicles.
And that's super important because if you just have a bolt and it's holding the weight of an entire vehicle, that's kind of an Achilles heel right there.
Especially if you're in sort of shifting terrain, you want to make sure that the whole jack can really hold the vehicle. We also have our top plate especially designed to hold our extension and our different accessories. The internals of the jack are also just really rugged. They've got special seals to keep sand out of the oil and keep everything in working condition.
Now, you've got an award winner here.
Yeah, this one, Best New Product at SEMA. It's our 2-ton. It's everything the 3-ton is, just sized down if you don't need that much. Same thing with the 1.5, even smaller if you don't have a big vehicle, if you just need to lift a UTV. This one's the perfect size, it travels well, and it's a lot lighter.
And this is not a lot lighter. This is your latest iteration of the jack here at Pro Eagle. It's called the Abrams because it's built like a tank. Who's using this jack?
Yeah, so this is more of a hybrid jack. It takes all of the ruggedness that we've learned from years in the desert, but it just pares down everything that the average user in their garage might not need. It's for people with the bigger vehicles or who go off-road once in a while, but generally aren't out racing every weekend, but they still want a rugged jack that's going to last a long time.
You guys told me this is the one that gets passed down to the kids and to the grandkids. Then this is the one
that's the goal, exactly.
And it's tough enough to go out off-roading if you need to.
Certainly. It's got the pedigree, it's got the pump that can withstand the off-road conditions, but it also is a little bit simpler, a little bit pared down.
So what in your experience tells you that Pro Eagle's jacks are great?
I raced in the Score Series and I've used other jacks, and I can tell you firsthand there's a lot of things that are lacking that these jacks solve.
Now Chuck's busy over here showing us how it all works. We've seen how Pro Eagle jacks are built like no other jacks, but they're also unique in the way that they work. How are they different from other jacks out there?
Yeah, so aside from the skid plates and the extension, we have the tallest extensions available. We also have different accessories to lock them out to turn each jack into a jack stand.
Cool.
This particular jack is our Abrams jack that Molly showed you. When paired with our 15-inch extension, it gives you almost 3 feet of lift height. And then we also have other accessories like our jack stands that are on the front of these. A 6-ton jack stand gives you almost a foot taller extension height than any other jack stand available on the market.
And you also have mounting brackets for the jacks if you want to take them along with you. But for folks that don't have that kind of space or don't want to carry that much weight, what's another option you have?
Yeah, so we actually have CO2 powered jacks. When you pair those with a Pelican case and a power tank, gives you almost 4,000 pounds lift capacity.
Thanks, Chuck. These things are amazing. And if you're looking for something to get you up in the air, whether you're on the trail or in your garage, ProEagleJacks.com is the place to go. And Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, is the place to go for more great products like this. And we've got some more coming up. Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, is brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics, Shade Wagon, throw some shade, and by DragonFireTools.com, industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. Here at Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, we had a chance to visit our friends at Raptor Blaster out in California. And they build some amazing blasting cabinets, and they're super high quality, professional grade, Brady, and they also come in at a low price, which really fills a gap in the market. And you guys keep innovating at Raptor Blaster. What are you doing now to change the market?
Well, this is our new vapor blasting cabinet meant to fill a need in the hobbyist market. Still a very industrial cabinet, just like all of our other equipment, but a more affordable cost.
And that's perfect for a lot of our motorheads at home who are doing things in their garage on the weekends.
Yep, it's built for the guys at home doing their own parts, doing their own cars, or even starting a small business out of your home.
And it's coming in at a lower cost. It looks different from your other cabinets. How is it functionally? Does it work the same as your professional grade cabinet?
It works exactly the same as our larger cabinets. It has a 12-gauge stainless steel base where it holds all the weight, just like our larger cabinets. The only thing different is this acrylic top. And we use the acrylic top to be able to get the price point down enough so it makes sense for these customers. It also has its benefits. You don't need a light on it because it's clear. Paired with the small wet dry vac, that pulls all the condensation out of the cabinet and you get great visibility to see what you're blasting.
And I know the first question I ask is how durable is this, when you're blasting day in, day out?
So due to the nature of vapor blasting, the water has a way of bedding the impact of your glass beads, which are very fine already. So when you blast it, it does not fog up, it does not touch the acrylic, it just rolls right away.
The generic term a lot of people use is sandblasting. How is that compared to what you're doing here with the vapor blasting?
So vapor blasting is more of a finishing process for parts that are going to be left uncoated or parts that you can't change the structure of the metal on. So it doesn't leave a profile on the part. It's very gentle and just cleans your part.
And a testament to how gentle it is. You can look over here on this transfer case that we blew up in a truck that we have here. And you can see part of it here. It was rusted and corroded and everything. And you went right over this label and it's still intact.
Yeah.
But it was tough enough to take off all the other stuff on there.
Yep, it's gentle enough to just not even touch the sticker on it, but also remove and shine and give it almost a peening effect to take it back to its OEM sheen and finish.
And for purposes of demonstration here, another part of that transfer case we blew up here, you can see you left some rust there just to show the contrast, and you can see how much this thing got cleaned up. So just a few minutes on the blaster here, and that thing was good as new. And at that point, you're able to paint or do whatever you need to get moving on your project.
Yeah, so it doesn't even leave a profile on the part. As you can see, if you were to blast this same part with the dry blast cabinet with the same exact media, it would fog it up, it would open up the pores on the metal. So when you touch it, you get those oil prints from your hand. With this, it keeps wherever you blast, the metal stays sealed and solid, won't touch or remove anything. So if you're doing, high-end car parts, you don't have to worry about changing the specs of anything you're blasting.
Now, if I want to start blasting with this cabinet from Raptor Blaster, what comes in the package when I get the crate?
So everything you see here comes with it. It comes with the vac, comes with everything you need to blast, comes with a bag of media. All you need to do when you get it is hook it up to air, plug it into your electrical in the wall, which is just single 110-volt power cord, and then you're good to go. You just fill it up with water, fill it up with media, and you're blasting.
Now, I noticed that the door on this is smaller, which I assume is for structural rigidity.
Yep.
Smaller than what it would be on some of your bigger cabinets. But how do you get around that?
So if your parts don't fit through the door that you want to blast, this whole acrylic top does come up, so you can tilt it back or tilt it anyway, or it's light enough just to lift right off, and you can set your bigger parts in there, just like we did with the transfer case, and blast larger parts that won't fit through the door. Very
cool. And you mentioned the bottom is the same quality you're making on the professional grade cabinets that you make.
Yep, same exact laser cut, hand welded, 12-gauge stainless steel. It can hold the weight up to 1,000 pounds in the cabinet, so I'm sure anything you could fit in here, it'll handle.
It'll handle a lot of weight too from all the media that you put in there too. How do you ensure you're getting quality at Raptor Blaster?
Everything we make is designed to be used in the industrial market. Everything's laser cut and hand welded. Most other companies have a whole plastic mold body of a cabinet or sheet metal that rivets together around the same price point. So with this, you get something completely different. You get something Very industrial, where it will hold all that weight. It's going to last you 20 years. And if for some reason this doesn't last 20 years with the acrylic, it's very inexpensive to get a replacement top for us, and you won't have to replace everything in the cabinet like you would with the others.
And one thing I know a lot of our viewers will appreciate, this is made in the USA, right down the street from Raptor Blaster.
Yep, right in Sacramento, California. Everything is manufactured and sourced and built all with us right here in Sacramento.
What if I'm new to this and don't know exactly what I need to get the job done or what I need to get going?
Just give us a call. Our number is 916-409-2458. Happy to help anybody out and get you sent in the right direction and let you know which equipment you need for your process.
The quality on these cabinets is second to none, but what if I do have a problem? What if something happens?
Yeah, well, I'm always on call. We're a family business. Pretty much all of my customers just have my direct line on my cell, and any time of day you can give me a call and I'll be there to help you.
And warranty?
2-year warranty comes with all of our equipment.
The highest quality cabinets you'll see out there, and at a price point you will not believe. Check them out at RaptorBlaster.com. Get started at your house or get started on a business. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com, so don't go anywhere. Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com, coming to you from the Shade Wagon studio.
Here's one of the best safety enhancements ever put on a vehicle, anti-lock braking systems, known as ABS. Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. Now, ABS is pretty high technology, and it's also putting an extra demand on the fluid. So let's go ahead and look at it. ABS is anti-lock braking systems, and what it does, it's kind of like an enhancement to the base brakes. I like to think of it as power windows with actually a crank on there. So you have your base brakes, which is the crank, and then you got an enhancement of the power windows in case you need it. Your base brakes are still going to work. But ABS has all different components on it. Motor relays, fail-safes, modules. It's going to work those brakes and bring your car to a stop in a controlled manner. Not necessarily shorter, but a controlled manner. How does it work? Well, pretty cool. I can show it to you right here. It uses these wheel speed sensors, and it looks at each wheel, and you can see the right rear starting to slow down. Well, if that right rear is starting to slow down, it can go ahead and start pulsing the unit and put it into an ABS stop and get that wheel under control. Better yet, I can show you right here. Check this out. So if I give this gas, these are all wheel speed sensors. Now all 4 of these are going at the same speed. Everybody's happy. The ABS unit's happy. If I come over and I slow this one down, well, you can see it's going to pick that up on the sensor right here, and it's going to tell the computer, hey, this one's slowing down, and it's going to get that wheel under control. How does it get it under control? Well, it's going to do 1 or 3 things. It's either going to pressure increase, pressure hold, or pressure decrease the fluid, and it does it 15 times per second, I'll tell you. A driver can do it about 3. This thing's much quicker. Here's how it works. So let's say that wheel was starting to lock up. I could bring this piston down. The motor's going to do that really quick, and then when it pops that piston down, boom, I got fluid reservoir right there. It's going to release the wheel. Then I can sit there and hold in one spot if it's happy, or I can bring it back up and increase fluid and start to bring that wheel locking up again. But like I said earlier, Len, this stuff's putting a lot of extra demand on the fluid, that's for sure.
It is, you know, and the thing of it is traction control makes it even worse. The fluid is working extremely hard. We often look at this sometimes at AMSOIL as one of the most overlooked fluids because you use it every time you get in the vehicle, but you don't really know what's going on inside those systems. The main thing is to make sure that you're maintaining it. You got a vehicle with some miles on it. Make sure you're getting fresh fluid in that thing, every now and again, or, when the vehicle requires it.
You know, Len, a lot of people don't realize it. It's just a safety enhancement, traction control. Oh, we don't want to burn out. But with you guys, the snow and sleet and all that stuff up there, this is a great safety enhancement.
It is, but again, it's very, very tough on the fluid. The fluid has to move at very cold temperatures, especially where we're at. So you're using the proper brake fluid for the proper application. Make sure that you're maintaining it.
Yeah, it's a high technology system. I drove it on a track with ABS and without ABS. I can tell you it works. I also use AMSOIL. It's proven and it works too. Go to AMSOIL.com and check it out for yourself.
My name is Paul Hickson. I'm from Owasso, Oklahoma. This is my '69 Camaro. I bought this one about 12 years ago out of Kansas City, actually. It had shackles on it, like the 70s style, where it's jacked up in the back, had side pipes on it, and that had to go. I like the Pro Touring more. They update everything to today's standards. It's a 406 dart block that I built. There's not one Chevrolet part on that motor. It's all aftermarket. 525 horse, 504 foot-pounds of torque. It's fun to drive. It's not a numbers matching car, so I can do whatever I want to it and not take away from the value. So I put the houndstooth Pro Car seats in it and then had the back seat recovered to match. You know, all been rewired with the classic dash. I have all kinds of steel rubber parts on this car. All the soft seals around the windows and doors. They make the rubber parts for every car that there is practically. If they don't have it, they could probably make it. I drive it on the weekends and it gets a lot of looks. I have to watch them. Sometimes they get to gawking and then they almost run into my lane, so I have to really pay attention to what they're doing as well. Pull up to the gas pump, you know, 30 minutes later you get to leave, you know, because everybody wants to come and look and talk. And, you know, that's fine. I kind of like that too.
Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com. Industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. And brought to you by PaintedAutoBodyParts.com, the leading U.S. auto body parts online store. Custom Auto Sound, audio for the great classics, customs, and street rods. The Spray Source, the #1 source for professional and DIY paint products delivered right to your door. And by Tribotex. Run longer, stronger, and cleaner with nanotech. This is Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, and this is a cell phone. Of course, we all have them, and you're a motorhead, so I know you love to be in your car. So what do you do with your phone when you're in your car? You've got a lot of options, right? You can put it on the magnet on the dash. That's on your vent. It's going to block your vent in the summertime. That's a bad deal. In the wintertime, it's going to fry your phone. And you can put it in your cup holder. You can put it on your lap. But of course, you know you're going to drive it. It's going to fall into the crack there, and you'll never see it again. And half of the states, Scott, in the union don't allow you to hold it in your hand anyway, and that's a bad idea. So what's my solution? What can I do?
So you put it in a cell phone seat. Cell phone seat is the newest device in the market. It is a single piece of plastic that's got a flexible base. All you got to do is flex this and pop it in your cup holder and release it. It's going to lock in there, and then guess what? Now you're legally hands-free. You can just drop your phone in there like that. You can also go horizontal. You got power cord access here, and here's the best part. Cell phone seat does not block your cup holder. You still have room for your drink.
Whoa, that is cool. And it's so simple. Why didn't somebody think of this before?
I don't know. It was exactly the same with me. I was driving in my neighborhood in my truck. I threw my phone in my cup holder like most people do, and it landed in some kind of a goo, you know, from my kid's squeeze pack. And I pulled my phone out, and I was kind of annoyed, and I thought, why isn't there a better solution? And kind of this idea popped in my head, and I went home to look for it. You go home and you look online, and I was like, this has to exist. It didn't exist. I couldn't figure out why. So I decided to draw it out, you know, much to my wife's dismay, as she's looking over my shoulder saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, I got an idea. So I drew it out. I found actually a designer that could do 3D AutoCAD type designs, and we 3D printed them just to test it out. And I got the first one I remember that was 3D printed, and it was huge. It was like this big. And the guy that was kind of helping me with the designs felt bad. He's like, I messed it up, it's too big. I was like, no, send it, let me see it. I need to know if this works. Sure enough, I put the big one in my cup holder. Even though it was giant, it worked perfectly. So we kept going, and as you can see now, we have the final version. It took about 6 years to actually get this just right, but now we have a universal cell phone mount that fits in about 90% of vehicle cup holders, holds pretty much any phone, phones with cases, any type of phone, phones with accessories, pop sockets, loopies, doopies, sloopies, whatever you got. This one simple device is going to work for most everything.
What are some of the little extras you put a lot of thought into to keep the phone in place there?
Sure. So the first thing we did was we cut out these side slots here, and that's going to allow you to put your phone in there horizontal. Interestingly enough, it also works with tablets in that horizontal slot. We put this in my son's cup holder on his car seat, and he can put his iPad in there for long road trips. We put a flexible tab here that's going to put a little pressure on the phone, so it's going to hold phones in there, you know, phones without cases, smaller phones, it's going to hold those in a little bit tighter. And then it also can flex back when you have bigger cases like this. This is an iPhone 14 Pro with a wallet on it. It's going to be able to flex back and hold those in there as well. Those bigger cases with OtterBox cases, it's going to be able to push that tab back and hold that in as well. We have power cord access here, so obviously people want to be able to charge their phone in the car. And I like the fact that this sits in your cup holder. Your power cord is staying down here to the side. A lot of newer cars have those flexible tabs in their cup holders, or those rubber kind of squares. So we cut the slots out here to allow those tabs to go right in there, and they work great. It's so fun to put this in when you have those spring-loaded tabs and hear it just click in place like it's meant for it. But that doesn't mean that you need those tabs. It's going to work with cup holders without the tabs or without the rubber things as well. You know, it's going to work in a lot of different cup holder styles as long as they're between about 2.5 to 4 inches in round, which pretty much
Most of them are, right?
Most of them are.
You put so much thought into the design. How much thought did you put into the materials that you're using as well?
We talked about doing, you know, different types of plastics. We talked about doing different types of materials like rubber. We landed on ABS plastic, which is the same thing that Legos are made out of. It's a very non-toxic, safe plastic, right? Because kids play with it. And if you've ever stepped on a Lego in the middle of the night, you know how strong ABS plastic is.
Guilty as charged.
This is a very strong, well-made device. It's going to work in extreme heat. It's going to work in, you know, extreme cold. It's a very universal material.
It's a veteran-owned company. The product is made in America, and this is going to make things a lot safer and more convenient for you when you're behind the wheel. It is called the cell phone seat. You can find it at cellphoneseat.com. Now here's a great story about how the love of cars can bring two generations together. Our paintedautoparts.com Motorheads of the Week are Doug and Carl Nichols. Now, of course, his name is Carl, but everybody calls Dad Punch, and the two of them have been working on cars for years together. Now here's just a few of the cars they've restored together. There's the 1940 Ford Coupe that Punch bought in 1965. It still has the big block 396 he put in it back then. Then there's the 1950 Ford Club Coupe that Punch bought a few years ago with only 27,000 original miles. And then the 63 Impala that Punch and his wife Bessie bought brand new. It was Bessie's daily driver, and before she passed, she and Punch restored it together. They did everything on that car together. And that's the way the Nichols family rolls. Cars bring them together. So here's to Doug and Punch Nichols. They're the paintedautoparts.com Motorheads of the Week. You can be Motorhead of the Week. Just send me a note, dave@motorheadgarage.tv, and tell us your story. We'll be back in 7 days with another episode of Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com. We hope you join us then. Until then, drive safely.